Happy time zone, friends. This is Kitty from Kitty Crosses Animals. Welcome back to my channel. We are back on the island of Solaris today, and before I even get into this video, I do want to say that today's episode really should be 18 and over because of the content that I'm going to be covering today. It's just not for little eyes and ears. So we are going to go ahead and get started. If you are under 18, please turn the video off. I appreciate you watching, but today's video is not for you. If you're over 18, go ahead, keep watching. We are going to build Shep a dispensary. I'm going to start off by putting on my hard hat because I do want to put down some pathing under for the flooring. I don't really want to just have it on top of the grass. That seems a little silly. So I'm going to lay down the pathing and I will be right back. Pathing successfully laid out. Oh, hi, Snot Girl. Let's get going on decorating. So the first thing I've got is this fun 3.0 item, this colorful lantern. And that's going to drive me nuts that that's not in the center. So I'm going to fix this pathing so it's one tile less. That gives us a little bit less room to work with, but I think what I've got is, it'll fit. I think it'll fit. If not, I can extend it back a couple tiles. I can do some terraforming right here, but let's get to it. Let me close this out because I don't want to be wearing this hat right now. It does not really go with my Gryffindor shirt that I'm sporting today. First thing, no, I guess second thing, since I put out the colorful lantern, I also have these vertical banners that I think are perfect to advertise our little cannabis shop that we have. And we're gonna spin that. And I have a second one. Yes, I love that. Wonderful. That makes it obvious what it is. This brat better get out of my way. Ugh. What else do I have? I have a poster stand. Yeah. With a menu on it of all the different things that you can get from the dispensary. Now, obviously, there are no spicy kimchi plants in the game. So the coffee plant is what I'm using for now. I might end up switching it to the Schefflera, but this is just what I had, and it's not where I want it to be. And I've got a second plant somewhere. It's gotta come forward a bit and over this way. Sweet, we have our entrance to our dispensary all set up. Now let's go inside where our frickin' Snot Girl is. I told you to get out of my way. Ugh. All right, let's go inside the dispensary and start setting that up. I've got a couple counter tables here, and I think it needs to be pushed over one this way. And for the counter table, I have an antique cash register and a glowing moss jar, which is obviously going to be standing in place of our bud. And then I'm not sure what I'm putting on this table yet, but I do want to keep that there. I don't know, I just feel like that's how it should be, so I'm gonna do that. Then I've got some storefronts, just to give this a little dimension. And to go in front of those, I have a couple stalls. We've got some simple panels for the menus here. And then we have a couple shelving units also for the simple panels. So the shelves have like jars and your glass pieces, things that you will need for your spicy kimchi accessories, if you will. I switched out the shelves with the glowing moss jar, I switched out the stalls with the glowing moss jar shelves, so your bud tenders can get your buds from the back for you. And to finish off this quick little build here, I have a couple stalls that are custom designed with the little medicinal plus sign, I guess, if you want to call it, the little medicinal symbol on it. And I'm going to put these out so that you can, choose from whatever it is, the offerings that the dispensary has. I went to a treasure island and I got a sturdy paper bag and customized it with the cannabis logo on it. And then I grabbed a tabletop pop display to feature this here bud of the week, if you will. So I changed those out, and I'm gonna get a couple like accessory stands, I think, for these stalls over here, and that's really gonna do it for our build. Friends, I have lied to you. This is not all we're gonna do for the build. I crashed out a little bit after spending 2 weeks watching the freaking Olympics. I mean, can we talk about how insane the Olympics are? So I apologize for this video taking a while to get out, but we're back, and I'm gonna show you what I've done since ending this build. And then we are going to actually expand it a little bit. So stick around. It won't take long. So the first thing I did was I moved Shep's house over a little bit farther. I want to expand this dispensary, just a few more tiles. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like it's big enough, and I had a lot of empty space over on this side, so I wanted the dispensary to take up a little more room. I also downloaded a new path. I do love the sunflower path. It felt like a bit much to use all over the island. So I downloaded this one with these small little daisies. Shout out to April Honey. If you don't know her, you need to go check her out. She is a master of custom codes and just makes amazing Animal Crossing content. Her islands are beautiful. So I did expand this road past the Cat Cafe, which I totally forgot to record, and I was going to have Rossetti come and reset the whole thing, but I really did not want to rebuild it, so I'm going to show this off to you now. We do have some stacks of mugs back here and the espresso machines. We've got some takeout to go and little kitties all over the place. And we have somebody working over here. We've got some cat towers for the little babes to hang out, and some books, so you can grab those and study or just use them as like inspiration. So that is the Cat Cafe. As you can see, these little squares right here, these 4x4 squares, are going to be villager homes. I think I'm going to put Cousteau and Kiki over here. Kiki with the Cat Cafe just makes sense to me, and I wanted to build a cafe for Cousteau as well, so I may end up moving his house, but for now, I'm going to keep it here. Before I get into the rest of the layout, I wanted to show you what the original map looked like, because I have done some terraforming, not a whole lot, but I did do a little bit. So I'm going to show you what my map looks like now. And here is how our map is looking in comparison to the starter map. I don't have all of my villager homes placed yet. I do have them laid out in approximately where I want them to go. That's where those small brown squares are, kind of right below where my little icon is, where I'm standing. And we have gone and we've gotten a few new villagers. So we still have Muffy, who was our starter sisterly. And then you guys saw me hunt for Eric, Tabby, and Kiki. We found Dobie together. But I think we did have Shep and Henry. But I think since then I have found Olivia and Hazel, who neither of them I don't think I got from a hunt. I think I got those two from the treasure island. Everybody else has been found on a hunt, and we need to get rid of Muffy still, so hopefully she will ask to move out soon. Y'all, I cannot handle Henry in his frog shirt. He is the perfect villager to be wearing this shirt. We're just gonna talk to him for now. But I needed to see him in his frog shirt. We're even gonna go to the handheld camera, see if we can get his attention. There we go. I can't even tell you how many pictures I have of Henry in his frog shirt. I just have so many. But I'm on my way to the airport, so I can walk you guys through the layout that I have. Now, y'all have seen the entrance build, but I will go through it again in case you haven't. If you haven't seen it, check out the playlist of this video and you can go back and watch me build this entrance. We have a little cafe here, a little to-go cafe. I mean, it could be in-house as well. We've got some technology over here for our photographer to do some work. So we have some food and some places for somebody to write. And we can't forget our live entertainment. Oh, somebody wants to talk to me. Who is it? It is Kiki. What's going on, girl? Really? I guess we should do this, yeah. Now, the problem is that I have not dug up my fossils today. So this is actually going to be a hunt. But I feel like it's usually like up here somewhere. I feel like they usually hide it. Is this it? Nope, that's a fossil. There's so many tree branches and flowers. Oh my gosh. Is this it? I think this is a fossil too. Yep. Goddamn fossils. Ugh. Where are you present? I mean, I guess you're kind of getting a sneak peek at the layout right now, but not really. I will explain it in just a moment. Tabby is awake, but no present. Oh my gosh, we're down to 2 minutes already. Nope, it's another fucking fossil, bro. Maybe we try over yonder. Where the shit could this fossil be? What if I lose? What happens if I lose? Oh my god, that's where that is. And my pockets are full. God damn it. Hello, present. Kiki, you really did a good job hiding this one. Okay, there's 2 squares here, so it's gotta be one of these, right? Yeah, fuck yeah, I found this bitch. All right, let's go back to Kiki, see what it is. Oh, she's gonna open it for me. That's sweet. I have no idea what's inside. A satin dress. I was gonna guess some useless clothing that I'm never gonna wear. Oh my gosh, are you serious? This is hysterical. I need to put some shit away. Look at all these fossils. I really ought to go get these assessed and donate them. We are over. Oh, I forgot. Blathers is not on the beach anymore. I put him over here. So we do have Olivia's house right here over by the museum. That's because Olivia is going to be the museum curator on this island. All right, Blathers, let's see what I got. You know that I'm going to find more fossils as soon as I get all of these assessed, you know? And I know I have more in my storage, but these ones are just taking up space in my pockets. So they gotta go. I'm sure there's, oh my gosh, they're all unique, unless there's one that's like double. That's very possible. They look all unique though. I really haven't donated much of anything on this island. Just enough to get the, oh, sweet. They're all unique. Just enough to get the cafe. All right, we're out of here. Oh, I have more Nook Miles. Oh, true friends. Kiki, that's nice. I wonder who my first one was. Probably Henry or maybe Tabby, because Tabby was sick the other day and I brought her medicine. Right now, I am standing at the very top left corner of my map, and I do have my museum right over here in the back. I wasn't intending to put it in the back, but that's just kind of where it ended up going. I know that people really aren't the biggest fan of the museum, and it just doesn't go with a lot of islands, but I think it'll be okay on mine, since it is, you know, an artist retreat. And it doesn't, the colors really don't go, but it's okay. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. Back to the airport so I can show off the rest of the layout. So we are back at the little to-go cafe that I started with the entrance. And then another part of my entrance was working on my house, this little community garden that I share with my bestie Henry. And from there, this diagonal bridge leads over to the cat cafe and the dispensary. And if you continue on to the edge of the map, we have Shep's house, and then we'll have 2 villager houses right here. Going back the other direction, right next to my house and across from the cafe is our library. I still am absolutely in love with this build. This 2-story is really what I love about it, honestly. I think it worked out great. And then next to the library, we have nooks, which obviously I haven't done yet. That'll probably be in the next episode. Maybe today. Who knows? We'll see what I want to do. We'll see what kind of energy I have, the creative energy. We do have the textile shop at Able Sisters across from Nooks. And in my last video, I forgot to give credit to April Honey for giving me this idea of the Able Sisters building their sunflower crowns outside of Able Sisters. So I do want to shout her out for giving me that idea because I really think it rounded out the area well. And this road follows us up to resident services. So resident services, let's look at our map, is really not centered at all. It's off to the right-hand side of the island, but when it comes to, laterally, it's pretty centered. Yeah, that's where it's located. I just wanted to give you a reference point. There's Kiki sniffing some flowers. If we head the other way from resident services, we have this bridge over here. And then we have this bridge that's also connecting and this bridge here. So this area is where I plan to put the sunflower field. This little island here, it's pretty big. So I wanted it to be a centerpiece of the island. So I wanted it to be big. And then if we cross this bridge over here is how we get to Olivia and the museum. Coming up these stairs, I'm planning on, hello balloon. I am planning on putting the art school, which Dobie is going to go here. He's going to be the professor of. And Eric is going to be back over here. He's going to have a little forest because he's going to be the wood carver of the island. You know how they make like statues and also just like beautiful art pieces made out of wood. That's Eric's specialty. Coming down these stairs, we have another bridge. And once we finally get Jacques, oh, look at these holes. I was digging up the present. We're going to put Jacques over here by the peninsula. And I don't really remember what build I was going to do for Jacques. One second, let me look that up. I don't even have to look it up. That was like half a second that I paused the stream. Anyway, Jacques is going to get like a music area. I feel like he's like this super cool alternate DJ. His house may move back a little bit just so he has more space in front of it behind Nook's Cranny. So pretty much the house places, like I said earlier, they are approximate, but I needed to get an idea of where I wanted to put them just so I could finally start moving on with the rest of the island. We are back at Shep's house. We're going to expand this dispensary a bit and just give him a little more room to work with. So let's get after it. Let's see what this bottle is. Was it worth it? A weird DIY TV show I watched at 2 a.m. from Sport. Okay. An orange umbrella. Wow, thank you so much. I probably already know it. I don't, but, I'm not going to use this. Thanks. Let's put down our storage shed, get the rest of these items out that I want to use. I have a present that I can't put away if I don't open it. It is a Dream Bell exchange ticket. I did put my DA out there so that people could tour it on stream just to see the progress that's going on. So if you want, you can grab the DA from the map that I showed earlier and you can run along the island with me. It's a little late to say that, but anyway, let's put something away so we can get everything else out. I think the first thing I need to do is expand this pathing a bit. So let me put on my little hard hat here. I'm gonna have to push these things over because these planks right here are like the little endings. So let me pick this up. And we're gonna do the cha-cha slide, y'all. I've got the pathing laid, and this is going to give us so much more room to work with. I'm a lot happier with this amount of space, so I'm going to get some stuff out of storage, and we're going to expand the dispensary a bit. So we're going to roll with that, pick this up before I forget where it is, and before we get to the decorating, let's head to Harv's. Wilbur has safely brought us to Harv's. Thank goodness we got here without incident. And we are going to head straight to Cyrus. I sure am, buddy. wow, I have a lot more stuff in my pockets than I thought. Let's see. I really wish Cyrus would just ask me if I needed something else. All right, I am going to talk to Cyrus, get the rest of this stuff customized, and I will be with you in a moment. Well, that was quite a trip and probably a lot of bells, but I mean, not a problem when you have max bells. Pro tip, if you're not creating an island just to decorate and you want to, like, you know, actually play the game, don't get max bells. It's gonna, I don't want to say it's gonna ruin your experience, but it'll make it hard to sell things. You'll just have to throw things away. And it totally wipes out your stock market achievement. It puts you in the hole like 64 million bells. So you have to make up that 64 million bells in turnip profit just in order to get back to where you should be. So if you don't want to ruin that achievement, don't go get max bells. Let's go back to the dispensary and see what we can do with our extra space. I'm going to grab this shelf and we're going to move the shelves like over here a little bit. Let's see. Can I pull these forward so they're like on the pathing? I can. Whoops. I didn't mean to scooch core. Nope. I didn't mean to turn it either. Bring it up this away because we're going to move the glowing moss shelves over to the side here. And we're going to put one glowing moss shelf. I think the first one's up here. Boop. We're going to push it this away. Can I still get through here? Sure looks like it. Yeah, I can. And then we'll do another one. And maybe one more. We're going to have to place it this away. And then we'll give this a scooch. And a little scooch, if I can get lined up. There we go. Sweet. And I think I'm going to move these plants from... Wrong thing. I'm going to move these Scheffleras inside. So we have these studio lights that I think would be really good for the Scheffleras, actually, not the shelves. I think we have about 4 Scheffleras that are going to be our little pot plants. Pull them forward a bit. Why not? I'm so fucking neurotic when it comes to this game. I swear, like, I will move something back and forth a tile, half a tile, 6 times before I actually make a decision. Maybe I'll move it over again. See what I'm saying? I do half a tile and it's ridiculous. But I want them to be kind of lined up with the jars. Now we have these spotlights I'm going to put down. These are going to be our grow lights. And 2. Spin. Ha ha ha. That looks great, I think, anyway. Those totally look like weed plants. Not going to lie. And then I think I'm going to put these stalls back here. But I want to see what else I have in my pockets because I know I have more. Yeah, I still have a ton of stuff. I don't need any more shelves. I think that's a good amount of shelves. We have the stools, which I'm not really sure. Let me move this because this is in my way. This way we can walk over and maybe I'll pull this over and I can put the stall right there. And then I have the first aid kit, which I think is absolutely perfect because it has the green cross on it, just like our stalls do. And then we have the little menu here. Now I think I'll move this storefront back and behind this stall just to give it a little bit of height, depth, whatever you want to call it. Just make sure there's, something behind the stall. All right, and then we'll push this one back also because that's a little too far. We have the shelf over here with the accessory stand on it. I really need to get some gyroids, and I don't remember what the name of the gyroid is called, but there's one that looks just like a bong, and I need to find it. Yeah, I think I'm going to save. I'm going to put some gyroids back here that look like glassware. I'm going to move this as well. And maybe these simple panels with the shelving units are back here. No, I'm not quite a fan of that. Maybe they're here, so there's like a preview. Nope, I'm not a fan of that either. And then I did grab some things for people to sit down. I don't have as much room as I thought I would, but I do have a vintage sofa, so you can hang out while you wait for your order to be processed. I don't really want that to be scoochy though. There we go. It's still scoochy, but not bad. Can I fit the table here? Not without blocking that off. Do I need to make this more tiles? I think I do. Yeah, I need to do that. And maybe not even put this table, actually. We can do a table on the side, I think. I'm gonna do that instead. I have these covered counters in my pockets also. Somewhere. Here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull these over and put the covered counters here. Maybe I'll use that instead of the storefronts and put the storefronts behind the shelves. And then I have some glowing moss jars I can put here. Maybe another tabletop display. That's not bad. Now I'm thinking. I want to have like shelves, you know, like a... I think I'm going to have to make this a little bit bigger. I have added a little bit of extra space. It's amazing what a couple extra tiles will do for an island though. And I think I'm going to pick these up and make these face the other way. I think I might have more room that way. Yeah, and then we'll do one facing this way. Here we go. That was quick. Found it very quickly. That never happens. Another pull. Okay, instead of... I think I'm going to put the plants back in the other corner so that I can put the shelf or like the stall with the accessories right up here. So it's a little accessible. I have 2 stalls. Should I use both? Hello. Push it, please. Thank you. That way you can get your accessories and then kind of shop the bud over this way. Ooh, I'm gonna put the potted starter plants. I almost forgot about those. Hooray, okay. And we'll grab the stall again. That's not it. And I have the first aid kit still. There we go, all right. Now, let's see. I need to put this other simple panel back here with the menu. Yep. Pull that back. All right, and then maybe the other covered counter back here. No, because I want to put the plants back there. All right, I'm going to move these and maybe pull these over. I want you to still be able to walk there. And then that'll actually give us room for this sofa to not be so scoochy. And we'll pull this to the center and put the menus on the side. There we go. And then I will throw the storefronts back here. Okay, cool. And then over here is where we can put our pot plants. Put one here. And then probably one. There we go. Now, do I have room for a spotlight? If I move this couch a little bit, I will. Uno. And then we'll face it towards the plant so it helps it grow. I don't know if I want you to be able to walk through this way. Can't walk through Shep's house, so that's good. But do I want you to be able to get through the dispensary? There is a bridge over here. Oh, maybe not as close as I thought. Oh, okay. The bridge is in a completely different spot than I thought. So it works out in my favor. So I guess I don't really need you to be able to get past the dispensary. It can kind of be just like a walk in and walk out. So I'm either gonna I'll probably do some like fencing, or I don't want to do too many storefronts. I grabbed a few things like some fencing, trees, and bushes. I also put down these glowing moss balloons. I never used the glowing moss anything, so that was magical for me. But I'm gonna put down some fencing. I may need to move these up actually because fencing is so annoying. And I have 2 fences that I want to put down. So I have the vertical board and the hedges. Put the hedges down first because the hedges are gonna go in front of the vertical board if I even have room for it. I might not, so I might have to skip the vertical board fencing. But now you can't get through the dispensary, if I could speak. Can I plant a tree right here? All right, I should be able to plant one there. Let's go with a cedar right here. I'm not sure if that's gonna grow. I need a shovel. Shovel. Thank you. I always need a dang shovel. I don't know why I didn't keep it in my pockets because I knew I was gonna need it. I think I might actually have trees in my storage. I, for a moment, totally forgot that you can do that. Put trees in your storage. So, let's see. Sweet, I do have fully grown ones. Ooh, let's do a young, or a large young one. And then we'll do a full-grown hardwood. The young one here, if it'll let me. That's the problem. Oh my gosh, yes, it let me. Okay. And then we'll do a hardwood, maybe back where I'm standing actually, right here. That's good, I think. All right, and I can't get by here, but yes, I can. So that means I'm gonna plant a bush right here so you can't get by it. But you can still get that way, so maybe, screw it. I'm just gonna leave it like that. If you want to scooch, go right ahead. Oh, I need to put a stunt down here so I don't grow this tree, and I've locked myself out. Come on. All right, thank you. Gotta go all the way around the long way now. Right here. Perfecto. Now, I'm not really sure how to fill this area in, or just like these few things. I guess it's just gonna be like bushes and flowers. So that's gonna take some time for those things to grow in. Let me grab some flowers from storage. As painstaking as the last 10, 15, 20 minutes was, I'm not sure. I moved all of this stuff over half a tile because it wasn't lined up with the arch. And that was driving me crazy. So I moved everything over half a tile. I don't even know if you can tell, but this is lined up now for anybody that was losing their mind over it, because I was once I realized what I had done. So I got a boatload of flowers out of my pockets. I'm gonna try to do these just like fill-in areas. I'm gonna leave this area blank for now. I'm just really gonna focus on the dispensary and not really his front yard quite yet. I will do that in another episode, but let's put some flowers and stuff down. I do have that fence. Not the way I wanna face. There we go. I don't really like it there though. I don't think I want it separated. I think I want it to be open. Maybe I'll do, no, because there's already like an entrance to it. So I think I'll just do some bushes and stuff. Oh, I have 2 orange tulips right next to each other. No, thank you. And that's not what I wanted to dig up. I want that bush there. Because who doesn't love green mums? Everybody loves the green mums, and everybody wishes there were more green flowers. At least I do. I think I will plant a tree right about here. Maybe a hardwood. Actually, yeah, I will. And then I'm gonna do a little bush here. Flower. There's a hyacinth right there. Right? There's a white hyacinth there. Yeah. And an orange tulip. Let's do a yellow or white. Let's do a yellow cosmos. Yeah. How, like, are you guys super picky about what flowers go where? Because I am. And we'll put some custom codes down. This path, I think, would be better with some rocks in it. Yeah, just to give this path some variety and break up the huge line of tiles a little bit. Now, how are we gonna fill in this front area? I guess trees and bushes? No, I want to do something more than that, but what? I have an idea. This can be like where they grow outdoors maybe, and I might plant like some crops here and just like pick them so they don't look like they're produce. They look like they're like just plants growing. And I think I have a little tree there that I'm gonna put there. That is not where my storage shed is, girl. It's way back yonder. I already forgot what I was getting out of here. A tree. Oh my gosh, nice. Here's a little one. Perfecto. It's exactly what I wanted. And we'll put the tree right here, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stunt it to the front or the side though, which kind of stinks. And we'll put a flower down right here. We've got a white one over there. Let's put down a yellow tulip. Cool, all right. Now, I'm gonna get some tomatoes, I think, and plant the tomatoes in the little garden. I got some wheat and some tomatoes, so I can plant those. And we're just gonna alternate them. Let's get some tomatoes. I do have some over here, nice. Just enough. So I'm gonna leave, like I will pluck in the DA, I'm gonna pluck the tomatoes so that it's just like the leaves growing and it's not produce, which is kind of what I was trying to get at before. But there's a visual for you all. And I think here I'm gonna put down like a water pump. So let me get that. We've got a water pump now, and we're gonna put that down so the plants can be watered. Of course, I need to back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. All right, we've got our little garden there. I think I'm going to do this area later because I want to connect it to the house that's gonna be up there, which is gonna be Hazel. So I think here is the final build, friends. I'm really glad that I went and redid it. I think this works out so much better. It's a lot bigger, which I like. It takes up more space and it just kind of is like more realistic, I guess. I mean, we all know it's a video game and it's Animal Crossing and it doesn't have to make sense, but I did want this to really come across as Dispensary, and I think that came through. So thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I had a blast putting this together and I just love how it turned out. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for sticking around despite me taking a couple weeks off to binge watch the Olympics. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, all of those things, and you will be notified when I post another video. For now, that's going to be it. Bye, friends.